My name is Rakan K. Excited to be your host for tonight's call. We had this boot camp happen yesterday. It was phenomenal, phenomenal. By the way, I asked a couple of the leadership, and we're gonna be hosting these boot camps for the next 90 days, every beginning of every single month. So the next one, I'm gonna make the marketing and flyers. It's gonna be up next week, and if you guys saw the energy in the room, you would know why we're doing what we're doing. You would know why we have the most rank ups in North America. You would know why we have the best leaders in the company. Dot. Right? The reason I'm saying this is because the skills that I'm about to talk today, we developed so far deep down in the leadership in the community team, so far deep that we have this energy that is just unstoppable when it comes to skill sets, when it comes to being an effective promoter, an effective speaker, an effective closer. So that's the stuff I'm going to be talking about today. I truly believe skill sets are keys, and we all know, guys, note takers are what? Note takers are money makers. So I need you guys to be writing down, right? Even on my rank, I'm writing down notes. I need to take down the notes because guess what? I need to make a little more money, right? So here we go. I truly believe skill sets are very keys to your business, right? So these are the gems that you need to know to be a better presenter. It's going to be 9 points. It's going to really help you become more productive and more effective. By the end of this call, I promise you, actually, I can guarantee you that you will take a note or two that will change your business. So imagine if you have your team on the call. Imagine it's not only you that's going to be good at speaking, you have your team on the call. That's the mentality of a leader. But like, I don't want to learn by myself. I want to learn with my team, right? By the end of the year, I'm going to go pro with my team. Because guess what? I don't want to learn by myself. I want to learn with my team, right? So these are some gems, 9 exactly gems they need to know to be a better presenter. And these are some tips in the beginning. Understand that developing new skill sets takes time. No one is natural. Do not compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 25. I've been effing up public speaking for the past 2 years. Now I'm good. 2 years though. 2 years. A lot of people compare their first month to some of the top leaders. You can't do that. Never compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 20. Right? I truly believe comparison is the thief. I said it, the thief of all joy. So understand, never compare yourself to anybody else, right? Number 2, always be learning more. Always be learning more, right? Accelerate your learning curve by always capturing information. This is what I'm telling you guys. The notes are very important. Note takers are money makers. Why? Because they're capturing information, right? They're capturing energy. They're capturing what somebody else has in their mind. Especially if they're a top leader, I'm taking notes. I feel no weight, right? I be chilling beside millionaires, and I'm taking notes on my phone. I want to say what they say. I want to feel how they feel. I want to have what they have. It's simple, right? Number 3, you gotta turn on your car into a mobile classroom, right? Car, maybe you're on the bus, whatever it is, turn it into a classroom. Thank God for, I'm gonna say iPhones. I don't know what Samsung people have. Thank God for the smartphone. You can listen to anything, right? Anything, right? And then somebody's telling me, "Oh, I don't have the data to listen." Download podcasts. For my Apple people, have no clue what Samsung people have. I'm pretty sure they have the same thing. Download podcasts. You can download it before you leave, and you can listen to it on the way, right? I love listening to I love to understand it. Have a balance, right? 80% of your time is dedicated with some information, 20% music. I'm not against, I have nothing against music. Understand that you need to always you turn your car into a classroom. Dive into personal development, right? Number 4, the 5M. Write this down right now. Write this down. More meetings means more money. More meetings means more money. My phone did not stop today. I've had at least 30 calls, at least. Let alone the calls that I had with my personal, let alone the people that I texted, let alone the people that I met. That's how you know it's momentum season, right? That's number 5. Number 6, only give positive feedback. Avoid criticism. Wait, what am I doing here? Sorry. Number 5 is guard your mind. My bad. Guard your mind against negative self-talk, right? Whether it's yourself or people, always guard your mind, right? Number 6, only give positive feedback and avoid criticism, right? If you understand this, when people are new, they're how can I say this? They are sensitive. They're not making money. They're sensitive. So avoid giving criticism. If you're making under $5,000 a month, I'm gonna give you good feedback. Of course, I'm gonna tell you what you need to do next time, but don't criticize them. Do not criticize them, right? Because people, write this down, people will only do what they believe they can do. So when you're criticizing them, they don't believe it no more, and guess what? They're not gonna do it no more. That's all I'm saying, right? And number 7, how you do anything is how you do everything. Have a champion mindset, right? I can't even elaborate on this. It's clear, right? Number 8, the time is never right. People get ready to get ready. Just do it. Trust me, just do it. Number 9, which is key right here, you don't want to be the king, you want to be the king maker. You don't want to be the king, you want to be the king maker. And this is how you go to 6 figures. If you are not at 6 figures, understand you haven't created success stories on your team. Simple. If you are not 6 figures or above, you have not created enough success stories on your team that you are a king maker right now. You're still acting like a king. Understand that it's a change of mindset. Right? Change of mindset. Once you change your mindset into being the king maker, boom, you start making some serious money. So there's 3 stages usually in a presentation or one-on-one or whatever it is. And if you really understand these 3 stages, you can really dominate communication skills, right? So stage number 1 is opening, right? Opening up your prospect. Understand when you open up your prospect, you got to discover their hot buttons. You got to know what they're thinking. You got to know how they're feeling. You got to know what's happening, right? You got to be self-aware of their situation, right? So open them up, right? Ask a lot of questions. Write this down. Whoever asks the most questions controls the conversation. Simple. Whoever asks the most questions controls the conversation. How long are we here? Okay, not bad, right? Whoever asks the most questions controls the conversation. Understand it, right? So, and you got to discover the hot buttons. Their whys. Understand why are they doing what they're doing, right? And of course, we know FORM, family, occupation, recreation, money. You got to ask these questions, right? And create a little pin. I'll talk a little bit about it in a bit. Stage 2 is presenting, right? Share with your prospect what we have. It's simple. And then you got to answer some questions. Hey, is it real? Right? Can I do it? What is it? What is it for me? Like, you're making money. Okay, what is it for me? How can you help me? That's how people are thinking, right? Understand this. It's cool, right? Make the system and the results the superstars, not yourself, right? And show them that Kavera is their solution. Find out their problem and show them the solution, and boom, you have a sale right there. It's a transfer of energy right here, right? Stage number 3 is closing, right? ABC. We always know the game. ABC, always be closing. Be ready to close them. Right? People want to get closed, by the way. I hope you know this. People want to get closed. They want to. I promise you. People are always looking for leaders to help them find the right answer. And that's closing, by the way. Once you find the right answer to somebody, boom, you close them right away, right? So as soon as the presentation is done, hey, what did you like best? Great, let's get you started. Simple, right? You have to overcome 4 objections and get them in the system, right? So that's a quick overview of what we're talking about. So let's talk about successful opening, right? If you're a presenter, if you're not a presenter, you have to edify the presenter properly. Because guess what? If I don't know you, right? Or if I don't know, let's say Kane, and you're edifying Kane to me, whatever you're gonna tell me is probably true about him. So make sure you edify the speaker. You must believe 100% that they are getting started. Always, right? Once you have one chance to kind of make a first impression. Eye contact, smile. You gotta have some gentle touch to build trust. I always do this. I don't know if you guys notice. I always touch somebody to kind of make sure that they trust me, right? Build trust and look good. You can't be looking like a bucket running $1 million business, right? I remember I used to work a good life, and I can't show up with my work. No, with my pants, it doesn't. I have to put a shirt, something that makes me look professional. I had all my clothes in the car. I had to figure it out. I'm an entrepreneur. We figure things out. Dress the way you want to be addressed. Simple, right? Sit beside your prospect. Always sit beside your prospect. Don't let them just go sit and just wonder what's happening, right? People do not care what you know until they know how much you care. Write this down. Write it down right now. People do not care what you know until they know how much you care, right? You got to ask these questions. How's your family? What do you do for a living? What do you do for fun? How much money do you want to make? You got to know these answers. And once you have these answers, I promise you, it's a close. It's a close, right? Remember, your body never lies. Be confident. Have your chest back, right? Lean forward when you're talking to them. I don't know if you can see me. I always talk to prospects like this, and I'm nodding my head. So that means that I'm caring and I'm listening and I'm receiving their information so I know what points to hit. And listen with the intent to close. This is a major tip in sales. Listen with the intent to close. I'm listening for me to get a point so I can use it to close it. Done, right? I'm telling you, professional salesmen, they don't pressure nobody. You don't have to pressure nobody to get in. That's very stupid. We understand that there's points or something that you can get from the prospect you can hit with and you can close. Understand this, right? Be active in a presentation, right? I understand you've been in a presentation 100 times, you've seen it 100 times, but guess what? When the speaker cracks a joke, laugh. How many of you guys want to make money? Raise your hand all the way to the top. Whoever you brought, they have to see that you're excited. We have to have some type of participation. I know you've heard it 100 times. I promise. I've heard it 1,000 times. But guess what? I'm excited more and more and more every single time, right? So I need you guys to write this down. Proper preparation prevents presentation predicament. Always be ready. Always be ready. Always be prepared, right? If you're feeling that you're not a good speaker, go practice. I've practiced a billion times, right? The entire thing. I wrote it down, how I'm presenting, and I presented it to myself 100 times in front of the mirror. And I'm using and I'm learning stuff. I have to learn. The more I'm learning, the more I'm earning. Simple, right? So let's talk about presentation, right? Understand that there's 12 kind of systems or tips I can give you guys right now that you become a very effective presenter, right? Understanding is the first part of influence, right? So meet people where they at. Meet people where they're at. So understand when I'm recruiting, let's say an Uber Eats guy, I can't be talking about making 100 grand a month. It don't make sense. Their lid is not at that point yet. They've never made 40 grand a year, let alone make 100 grand a month. Do not push how much leaders make a year. It's irrelevant, right? So when I'm edifying somebody, hey, listen, this is a top leader helping a lot of people being successful, makes a lot of money. Now, you see, when I say makes a lot of money, every person has a different understanding of makes a lot of money. So when I'm talking to a millionaire, when I'm saying it makes a lot of money, to them, it's a lot of money maybe. When I'm talking to, a guy that makes 30, 40 grand a year, to them a lot of money is maybe 100 grand. You never know. I don't have to say their income. It's irrelevant. This presenter makes a lot of money. That's a very good key for you guys, right? So identification is everything. Understand. You got to identify their problems. You got to identify the room. Look around. Understand. Look who's in the audience and how can I relate to them? Who's in the audience and how can I relate to them? Look, understand that you don't have to share the exact same story every single time. I'm not saying fabricate your story. I'm saying start your story at a certain point. You don't have to always start it from the beginning, right? And I made this mistake a lot when I was new, when I was a rookie in my first year, right? Understand that when I'm talking to the older demographic, I'm not gonna start when, yeah, look, listen, I was a kid and now I have girls and the houses and the car. That's very irrelevant. Very irrelevant. They're gonna look at me like, who's this kid? I gotta speak to their level, right? I can share a story of maybe my father. I can share a story about my mom. I can share a story about a gentleman that I know that is older, that is their age. I need them to relate to me. That's all it is. I need them to relate to me. Open them up for something different, right? I hate the word closing. Why? It's because understand that as network marketers, we don't close people. We open people for a new opportunity. As network marketers, we don't close people. We open people for a new opportunity. uncertainty, right? So decision making is 20% logical and 80% emotional. We are emotional human beings. Understand this. We are emotional human beings. We buying a $500,000 car is not is definitely not logical. I don't think that there's no logic behind it. It's emotional. It's the emotion that the car gives you, right? It's the emotion. That's all it is. Buying a bigger house is emotion. It has nothing. Why are you why are you having a mansion if you're living by yourself? It doesn't make sense. But it's the emotion that it creates, and this is why we buy stuff off emotion, right? So these are some keys right here. I need you guys to write this down, right? Get your prospects in the yes mode. I learned this when I had my job, and my sales mentor at that point, he's like, Rokan, if you get a prospect to say 5 yeses back to back, whatever you tell them, for number 6 is 100% yes. So when I'm presenting, almost at the end, before I'm closing, I want to get them to be on my side, right? So does this make sense? Of course. Does it make sense to be to learn from a top earner? Yes. Does it make sense to trade in the forex market? Yes. Does it make sense that we're helping other people make money? Yes. There's a couple of yeses, and then okay, let's get you started. Yes. Yes. Are you following? Right? Does it make sense? Yes. Keep them in the yes mode at all times. The more they say yes, the more they're likely they're gonna sign up. Right? Remove all objections in the presentation. Right? There's 4 reasons why people won't sign up with you. Write this down. 4 reasons. Number 1 is I don't understand it. Number 2 is I don't believe in it. Number 3, I don't have the time. And number 4, I don't have the money. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Number 1, I don't understand it. Number 2, I don't believe it. Number 3, I don't have the time. Number 4, I don't have the money. Don't have the money, right? So you got to understand how to overcome these objections while you're presenting either one-on-one or a group presentation or whatever it is, right? So here's a tip for you. Share this through your story. I love one of my leaders has this story where he was deciding whether he should get in the Convert membership or get an Xbox. And he kind of shared that. And I've seen people's faces. It kind of changes when he shares that story. Understand that stories sell, facts tell. You should sign up because we make sense. No, I told you guys, people buy off emotions. So when they can relate to a story, you got them right there, right? So I'll share a story. But like, listen, when I came in, I didn't really understand anything. To be honest, I didn't know what the forex market is. I didn't believe in it. I didn't know what it is, right? And understand that I had 3 jobs. I had 3 jobs at that point. And mind you, I was still broke, busted, and disgusted. So what I just covered that I didn't understand it. I didn't believe it. I didn't have the time, and I didn't have the money. So when I'm sharing my story right now and seeing the results that I have right now, boom, they can relate to me. Number 7, paint them into the picture, right? People are always tuning into their favorite radio show, WIIFM. What's in it for me? I'm happy that you're making money. I'm happy that you're a 6-figure earner. I'm happy for you, bro. But what's in it for me? I'm happy that you're driving the car. I'm happy you're living the dream, your dream house. I'm happy for you. What's in it for me, though? That's how people are thinking. So understand how to use it. Always use voice inflection when you're speaking. You just see what I did there, right? I'm going up and down with my voice because what I need to do is I get them emotional with what I'm talking about. Get them emotional. Understand that keys right here, right? Always use inflection when speaking. Number 9, good presentations. Will, write this down. Write this down. Educate, entertain, inspire. Educate, entertain, inspire. Educate, entertain, inspire. Number 10, make fun of yourself before the prospect does. Right? Make fun of yourself. I make fun of myself a lot when I got started, when I start the presentation, right? I tell them I was broke, busted, and disgusted, didn't have any money. I was not the greatest kid, not the smartest kid, barely graduated. But what it does is it makes them feel ease to talk to you, right? And always promote the next event. What are you pointing towards? As a Canadian team, what do we have in 3 months? Boom. We have it. It's done. Always promote the next event, right? For whoever is on here, next event is Miami. Let's go. Miami, right? Miami. That's what we're advocating for. We need everybody to see the vision that we're going to Miami, right? Number 12, people do not care what you have, but they care what you have done, but they care where you are going. So always share the vision with people. You guys understand right now we're in the middle of the I Believe campaign. Our goal is to have 600 people by October 31st, 2019. and 1,000 people by December 31st, 2019. I'm so happy and grateful that it's almost done. It's done in my mind. It's done in my mind, right? So that's number 10, 11, and 12. So let's talk about closing. Let's talk about closing, right? Let's talk about closing. I love closing because closing gives us the ability to open people. Let me repeat this one more time. Closing gives us the ability to open people, right? Thank God somebody closed me. Thank you, Kane, for closing me. Thank God somebody closed me. God knows where I'd be right now. God knows, right? So 10 proven steps that you can become an effective closer. Number 1, have confidence, have urgency, and have FOL, fear of loss, right? Number 2, be ready to enroll them. Be ready to enroll them. Hey, let's get you started. Hey, you always want to join. This I heard this from a network marketer, and I wrote it down right here. You always want to join a band when they're formulating, not when they're playing at a big event. It's crazy. You always wanna join a band when they're formulating, not when they're playing at a big event. That's crazy. That's a really good quote, right? Number 3, always expect that they are getting started. That's number 3. Number 4, understand their why. See what their hot button is. Understand their why. Once you understand their why, boom, you got it, right? Number 5, ask a closing question and shut the hell up. Sometimes you talk your prospect out of the close. Oh my God, I used to do it so many times. I have to blame myself. At my old job, I used to close, and it was really good. They're standing up, and I talked them out of the close. I talk too much. I understand it's awkward, but hey, the brain needs time to process things. Once you ask the close, look at them, smile, and nod your head. Nod your head. Everybody on the call, nod your head. Very good. Very good. Right? Ask a closing question and shut the hell up. Remember, this is key right here. If somebody comes up with an objection, use this: feel, felt, found. Use it. Feel, felt, found. Hey, bro, I don't have the money. Bro, I feel you. I feel you because I don't have the money, right? I feel you, but what I felt that I don't have the money, but what I found is I had to figure out. But successful people understand that they have to figure out a way to make money, right? Bro, I don't have the time. Bro, I feel you. I felt the exact same way, but what I found is successful entrepreneurs figure out their time. Everybody has 24 hours in a day, and Oprah has the exact same time that you have. The only difference is they use it more effectively. This system can help you use it more effectively, right? Should I repeat this? Okay, so when somebody tells me, hey, bro, I don't have the time. Hey, bro, I feel what you're talking about. I felt the exact same way, feel and felt, right? But what I found is successful people know how to manage their time, and they know how to duplicate their money, get their money working for them, right? If they are still sitting, they want you to close them. You're just not closing good enough. That's all it is, right? So bring somebody else. Leverage your upline. Leverage your leader. Leverage somebody in the room that can close your people, right? Number 8, people will be afraid not to join you if they believe that you know where you're going. Ooh, that's a little tough. That's a little tough. People will be afraid not to join you if they believe that you know where you're going. So if they don't believe it, right? Number 9, some people close to live and others live to close. I learned this. Oh God, this gives me chills right now, right? I'm gonna repeat this one more time. Some people close to live, others live to close. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean, right? That means is when you are closing to live, when you are closing to live, you're barely closing prospects. You're barely making enough money to live. When you live to close, this is when an abundance of money comes in because you're closing everybody in the room. That's a key right here. I hope you guys wrote this down. It's right here, number 9. Some people close to live, others live to close. Number 10, if you don't get the close, which happens, we're not, we're you know, it happens. Leave them happy and follow up. Do not push them away. Do not interrogate them. Do not pressure them. Look, listen, some people just take time. Follow up with them. They tell you the fortune is in the follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. So number one, decide to commit. 3, be consistent. Guys, if you got some value out of this call, man, let me see some fire emojis. Let me see some fire emojis if we got some calls. Let me see some. Damn. The team getting too much heat. Too much heat. Very, very good. 117 people on the call. Whew. Let's go. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna, you know what they say, right? They tell you once you're closing, shut the hell up. So I'm gonna make sure Mr. Ken here closes you guys, because I don't want to be doing all the closing. Ken, can you hear me?
I'm here, boss. What's going on?
Yes, boss. The floor is yours.
Okay, cool. Well, you're one of the best. You know that. I respect you. Everything you said is completely valid. I want you guys to know Rakan is the fastest 6-figure earner Canada's had so far. I know Fernandez is on here somewhere.
We're having somebody faster. It's cool, man. You don't want to be the king. You want to be the kingmaker. Let's go, Fernandez.
Yeah, I was just going to say Fernandez is definitely on this call somewhere. So I would expect that Fernandez goes 6 figures before this summer is over at some sort of point. So my hat goes off to him and all you guys for being up at 10 p.m. on a Sunday. I know you guys want to get to bed and stuff like that. But chances are if you're on this call, you probably want to be a 6-figure earner. So I realize a lot of you guys, your lid may be at $500 a month or $1,000 or $2,000 a month. But again, I'm going to repeat, if you're on this call at 10 p.m. on a Sunday, it's probably because you want 6 or higher. So Rakan wants me to open up my video. I don't want to do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't need to do all that. They can hear what I say. Trust me, they're going to hear what I say.
Let's do it.
So what I'll start by saying is, you know, every 6-figure earner I've ever spoke to in my life, and there's been a lot of them, always have a different method in how they hit 6 figures. Everybody has a different experience. Everybody was raised in a different environment, a different way. You are a product of your environment. Don't let anybody think that there's one way to build this business. There's one way to sign up people, one way to close people. There is multiple ways to do this business, but typically the blueprint is the same. When I say the blueprint, I'm really talking about your mindset. And the mindset is what really leads to all the slides that Rakan put up. And if your frequency isn't tuned into the right radio station, you're probably not going to pick up the song in clear format. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you tune into a song on the radio and you're not on the exact channel, the song is going to come through muted or it's going to come through muffled, and you have to dial that knob to hit the correct frequency to have that song come through very clear. So that relates to this training by saying that Rakan said a lot of really good stuff, but if your frequency isn't dialed into the right station, all the stuff he said is going to completely fly over your head. I want you guys to know today that you can't build a bigger business than yourself. And I'm going to say that again really slow, okay? You can't build a bigger business than yourself, meaning that you are a product of you. Whatever you believe you are, you are. If you believe that you're at $500 a month and that's what you deserve and that's where you want to stay and that's what you believe you've accomplished, cool, you're going to stay at $500 a month. If you believe you want to, you know, be Rakan or surpass me, surpass Anthony or anybody that you're thinking of, then you know what is probably coming into you. The next point I want to make is this, and I've said this before, but I want to break it down today. It's easier to make $10,000 a month than it is to make $1,000 a month. So it's easier to be a 6-figure earner than it is probably to be like a quarter of a 6-figure earner. A lot of you guys who are at $500 a month, $1,000 a month, I want you to know that was much harder than it is to be at $10,000 a month, because network marketing is geometric. If you don't know what geometric is, I need you to Google the word geometric. It is geometric growth. It is not linear growth. It's geometric growth. Very few people I meet in my life get to $1,000 a month, get to $500 a month. Okay, very few people. They cannot fathom the fact of getting past the first, second, or third rejection, and they never get to that $1,000 a month. So if you're on this call and you're at $500, $1,000 a month, I'm telling you, the hardest part is behind you. $10,000 a month is so much easier. The third point I want to make is this. If you get into network marketing without the mindset that you're going to be here for 36 months, at least 36 months, there's no point in being in network marketing. I know why you guys signed up. I know why you're on this call. I know why you listen to Rakan. I know why you're listening to me. And it's because you want a lot of money. You want a lot of freedom. You want to prove a point. You want to elevate. You want to do this. You want to do that. If you don't have a 36-month time frame for that sort of goal or that sort of agenda, I can tell you, just log off, resign, get your money back, quit, do something else. Because this business, again, I'm going to repeat that word, is geometric. It's a geometric growth type of business, and it is not linear. It will take you 36 months to find your footing. And after you find your footing, it will take you an additional 12 months to probably apply it. And I can give you the most beautiful example of what I'm talking about, because some of you guys are probably wondering how it's easier to hit 10,000 a month than it is to hit 1,000 a month. Well, here's the example. It took me 2 years to get to 1,000 a month. 2 years, okay, in my first company. 2 years to get to 1,000 a month. As soon as I surpassed that position, it took me 9 months to go 6 figures. Then it took me 3 months after that to elevate my income $10,000 on top of that. And then it took me another 6 months on top of that to get to a staggering income where most people can't even understand the amount of commas that, well, let's just not get into it, right? The point I'm trying to make here is that Rakan, I watched him, and he doesn't explain this part to you guys, but I'm going to air his business out right now. So Rakan, just give me that nod if it's okay. Give me a nod if I'm okay. I got permission. It took Rakan like 7 months to hit $500 a month. I'm not joking. I was there. I watched the struggle. I watched the frustration. It took him 7 months to get to 500 a month. I watched him come to event after event after event. And for the life of him, he couldn't even get somebody to follow him into a store, let alone an event. It just wouldn't work. His own shadow didn't want to follow him. That's just the level he was at. But then what happened after that 6 months? It took him 3 months to go 6 figures. 3 months after the 6, it took him 3 months after the 6 months, right? So we're talking a total of what, 9 here to go 6 figures. Like, you have to understand that the geometric growth works in your favor. The time of magic works in your favor after you get over that hump. It's kind of like smoking, right? Some people just can't quit smoking, but they say if you get over the 3-week hump, that's the hardest part right there. So some of you guys literally quit before you get over the hump. You quit during that stage where you need the most endurance. Everybody says it's a marathon. Everybody understands it's a marathon, but it's almost like you don't want to compete in this marathon. It is a marathon. You got to get over the hump. Some of you guys literally blame the business, blame the company, blame the comp plan, blame your upline, blame your downline, blame the weather, blame the government, and then you bring that energy downline, and then other people think it's okay to blame those sorts of things, and then guess what? You've got to start again. And then you've got to start again. And then you've got to start again. I don't know if you guys have ever tried a diet, the paleo diet, the keto diet, whatever diet you try, but it's almost like every time you cheat on the diet, you've got to restart the whole process again because you haven't conditioned your mind the right way. And this business is the same sort of thing. So I really feel you. If you're stuck at 500 a month, 1,000 a month, you have to really condition your mind and get over that hump, because I can promise you, it will not take you as long to go to 10 as it did to 1. And that's just the nature of this business. You don't find the right person, you become the right person. I think that's kind of what I want to leave it off on. And I always say, I've said it a lot in events, but I'll repeat it again here. After this call's over, do what you got to do. But I mean, I need you guys to like look in the mirror. Really look in the mirror, look into your eyes. It's probably one of the most uncomfortable things you could possibly do sometimes. Look into the mirror, look into your eyes, and really ask yourself, if I had a whole team of me right now, where would my organization be? And I promise you, some of you guys, like, you'd be out of business before you leave that mirror. And that's just me being brutally honest. If you had a whole team of you that did everything that you did this month, where would you be? Did everything that you did last month, where would you be? Because this business is just a great reflection of yourself, and it really is a mirror. Rakan?
Got it. Kane, all I got to say is Jesus Christ. We appreciate you, bro.